Greetings, fellow Whovians. Hope you have a good week so far. And, well, we've finally done it. I'm finally reviewing the final episode of the Fourth Doctor era. Anyway, let's get things going with the Fourth Doctor's final story, Logopolis. Alerted to impending trouble by the TARDIS's cloister bell, the Doctor decides to stay out of trouble and instead repair the TARDIS's broken chameleon circuit by materializing around a real police box on Earth and recording its exact dimensions with Adric's help. With those, he can give the mathematicians of the planet Logopolis the right block transfer calculations to repair the circuit. The Master learns of the Doctor's plan and materializes his TARDIS around the police box first, causing a recursion loop with the Doctor's. The Doctor eventually breaks his TARDIS out of the loop, but when they step outside, he sees the figure in white, the Watcher, telling him to go to Logopolis immediately. En route, they find they've gained a passenger, Tegan Jovanka, an airline stewardess who was seeking help for a broken down car. Uh-oh. At Logopolis, everything seems normal as the Doctor provides the Monitor, the lead mathematician, his measurements to give the others and perform their verbal calculations. They soon discover that the Master had arrived first, with several of the mathematicians killed by his tissue compression eliminator. The Master's TARDIS materializes, and he and Nyssa, under his hypnotic control, seize the control center and uses a device to silence the other mathematicians, demanding the Monitor to explain the purpose of a radio telescope on the planet. The Monitor begs for the Master to stop the silencing device. The Master does so, but to the Monitor's horror, the mathematicians remain silent, and they find the planet starting to turn to dust. Well, that's not good. The Monitor quickly explains that their calculations were used to power the charged vacuum emboîtements, or CVEs, which are used to funnel off excess entropy from this universe to prevent its approaching heat death. Without the CVEs, entropy is taking over. The Monitor urges the Doctor to use their program to open a CVE before he disintegrates. The Doctor and Master agreed to work together and, after releasing Nyssa, bring Tegan with them to the Master's TARDIS and depart for Earth. Adric and Nyssa try to follow the Doctor's TARDIS, but initially end up far outside the universe, and watch as entropy obliterates the sector's space with Nyssa's home planet Traken. However, they fix the controls to track and follow the Master's TARDIS to Earth. Whew! On Earth, the Doctor and Master use the radio telescope of the Pharaoh's project, for which the Logopolians modeled theirs after, to send the CVE program, while the Doctor's companions help to waylay the project's guards. However, the Master locks the Doctor out of the control room and broadcasts a message across space, effectively blackmailing the rest of the universe to submit to him before he activates the program. The Doctor climbs out onto the telescope to stop the broadcast and reinitiate the CVE, ending the Master's threat. The Master quickly flees and escapes in his TARDIS. The Doctor falls off the telescope at a great distance, as Adric, Nyssa, and Tegan gather around him. The Doctor has visions of his past companions and enemies. His three companions see the Watcher appear, and the Doctor explains that it's the end, but the moment has been prepared for. The Watcher touches and merges with the Doctor, causing him to regenerate into a younger form. Well, hey, it had to happen at some point. Anyway, let's set some production and other elements of the story. The location scenes at the Pharaoh's project were filmed at a BBC receiving station, Crowsley Park, with the model standing in for the radio telescope and not the Lovell telescope at the Jodrell Bank Observatory. The lay-by scene at the start was filmed on the southbound side of A114 Amersham Road, Denham near Garron's Cross. The lay-by is still there, but the M25 now bridges the road where the scene was filmed. Yeah. The closing title sequence was recompiled with Tom Baker's face removed from the closing credits of Episode 4, and Peter Davison's face added for the following story, Castrovalva. Episode 4 of the story was the last time, for the next 24 years, the lead character was listed in the credits as Doctor Who, thus making it the only time Peter Davison was credited as Doctor Who. Beginning with the next story, Castrovalva, until the series cancellation in 1989, the character was simply credited as the Doctor. The 1996 television film did not have an on-screen credit for the 8th Doctor, but listed the 7th as the Old Doctor. The 2005 relaunch returned to the credit to Doctor Who, and then again to the Doctor in the Christmas Invasion at the request of David Tennant. Also, Episode 4 was the first to credit two actors as Doctor Who, or Doctor, when a regeneration scene was involved. It also happened at the end of Episode 4 of The Case of Androzani. In both instances, Peter Davison was billed second. According to Christopher Bidmead, Logopolisians employ a hexadecimal or base 16 numerical system, a real system commonly used in computer programming. When Adric and the monitor read strings of numbers and letters, the letters are actually the numbers between 10 and 15 expressed as single digits. The police box that the Doctor materializes the TARS around in Part 1 was intended to be the one located at the Barnet Bypass, which at the time was one of the last police boxes in the Metropolitan Police District still in its original location that was ceased functioning in the 1970s. Logopolis was repeated on BBC Two in November-December 1981 as part of The 5 Faces of Doctor Who. Stretched across 4 consecutive evenings from Monday to Thursday, November 9th to 12th, 1981, with viewing figures of 4.4, 4.6, 4.6, and 4.5 million, respectively. Oh wow. So yeah, a pretty fitting ending to the Fourth Doctor story, the Fourth Doctor's era, and a pretty, well, okay introduction to the Fifth Doctor. So, overall, I give Logopolis 4 sonic screwdrivers out of 5. Well, join me next week as I count down my top 10 favorite episodes of the Tom Baker era. So, until then, this is Hooving Queen saying, "Oh my giddy aunt! When I say run, run! Avers for Larry the neutron flow. Would you like a jelly baby? Fantastic! Allons-y! Geronimo!" Bow ties are cool, fezzes are cool, and Stetsons are cool.